Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in rockin Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to go to black-cat-comics.com and pick up something fun to read. This week is packed with stuff that's fun to read. Very excited to talk about some of my favorite books out there, some of my favorite heroes out there, like Blue and Gold, #1. A little bit of Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, the greatest team-up in the history of comics of all time. Written by one of my favorite guys, Dan Jurgens, creator of Booster Gold. There just isn't too much things more fun in comics than a Booster and Blue Beetle team-up. Highly encourage you to pick up this first issue. If you don't know anything about these two characters, you'll understand immediately what I'm talking about. If you're 100 years old like me and you go all the way back to the Justice League International stuff, then you also know exactly what I'm talking about. Every longtime DC fan loves some Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Super excited to see this back in comics. Had to start the video with this one this week. Make sure that makes it to the top of your stack. Another all-time favorite of mine and everybody else's, Shazam! The original Captain Marvel back in comics, back in his own book, just in time for the sequel to his new movie. Again, every longtime fan loves Shazam. Every new fan loves Shazam. If you don't know much about the character, grab this first issue and every trade paperback you can get your hands on, because Shazam's one of those characters where they only collect some of the very best stuff. He's been around forever. People older than my grandpa remember Shazam, and of course all the kids are digging Shazam. Again, make sure that one makes it into the top of your stack this week. Another all-time favorite of mine is the Man of Steel. This is Superman and the Authority, #1. Superman forming his own team in this one. Cool stuff there. You know, I like anything with Superman on it, like Superman Red and Blue. Been digging these sort of stylistic titles. There's all the different publishers are doing them. Superman Red and Blue is, of course, to give you a little taste, pretty color specific, like Wonder Woman Black and Gold and all that kind of stuff. It's an anthology, different short stories. Super tons of fun. Grab the first issue and catch up to this week's, because, well, like I say, just a ton of fun. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, another super book, because you know I read all of the super books. You know we talk up anything from Tom King. This one's super awesome. Legends of the Dark Knight. Strangely, your only Bat book for the week. Usually a lot more Batman to talk about, but this is more of a Superman week, more of a Shazam week. But you should definitely pick up Legends of the Dark Knight. Grab that first issue. Some of the best art I've seen in a long time in this title. Great stuff. Nightwing and Catwoman. Couple of my favorite DC books. Going to show you that one more time. Nightwing. This book just gets hotter and hotter with every single issue. So grab the reprints if you've missed them of the latest issues and catch up to the most recent one. A lot going on in this book. Like I say, one of the most popular DC titles running lately. And similarly with Catwoman. Though to be honest, Catwoman's probably flying under the radar of a bunch of people. But one of the best DC books out there. Get that into your stack and you'll see why I'm always talking up the awesomeness that's Catwoman. Huge week for the Marvel guys too. Another bunch of #1s to talk about, like Moon Knight #1. Everybody's getting all worked up about his new Disney Plus show. If you're an old school Marvel fan like me, you love some Moon Knight. Great to see him back in his own book. Thor gets his own annual this week. You grabbed the latest issue last week. That was your newest jump-in point. This is the annual this week. Always encouraging you guys to grab these big chunky annuals and their cool self-contained stories. Great week for the X stuff. Marauders and New Mutants are a couple of the hot X books. Always encouraging you guys to have an X book on your title, on your list, like X-Men, X-Force, Marauders, New Mutants. A lot of cool stuff going on in these X books, like X-Men Legends. That's your flashback 90s title, to get a little away from the current continuity stuff that X-Men always has going on. Miles Morales is wrapping up his Clone Saga this week. This book doesn't need any help from me. Everybody's reading Miles Morales, and that's on everybody's list. If for some reason you don't have a subscription list, hey, come grab the latest issue of Miles Morales, because that's one you've been waiting for. Captain Marvel number 30, another red hot title, another book that sells out issue after issue, another one of Marvel's most popular characters, along with Guardians of the Galaxy. I've been loving this recent run of Guardians. It's been really cool with characters coming out of nowhere like Doctor Doom and characters you never thought you'd see in Guardians of the Galaxy. If this one has fallen off your list, it might be a good time to come back. One thing that never falls off my list is anything that says Avengers on it. This is your latest issue of Savage Avengers. Cool Ghost Rider cover there. Been loving this book from the very beginning. Been talking it up like crazy. Really fun to see the dark side of the Avengers lineup, like Conan and Wolverine and Ghost Rider. All held together with the Master of the Mystic Arts. Really, really great title. Great stories, great art. If you haven't read any Savage Avengers, pick up the first trade paperback or just grab this week's issue. Another book, you'll see why I'm always talking about it. Gamma Flight sees the return of Scar, Son of Hulk. Been a little while since we've seen Scar, Son of Hulk. So it's great to see him back in action. Everybody loves some Gamma Flight. Phage is your Extreme Carnage book of the week. All of these independent one-shots because everybody loves symbiotes. And then, gotta talk up some War of the Bounty Hunters. This is your latest issue of Darth Vader. Maybe the best of all of the Star Wars stuff that they do. It's really hard to pick one. Everybody should be following Star Wars and Darth Vader, and Dr. Aphra should be following the War of the Bounty Hunters mini that's going on right now. You should be picking up the associated one-shots like War of the Bounty Hunters, Jabba the Hutt. Been talking up all of this Star Wars stuff since the Marvel takeover. Everybody loves Star Wars. Again, doesn't need a whole lot of help from me. But this War of the Bounty Hunter stuff is especially cool because it stars Boba Fett. And everybody loves Boba Fett. So again, if the Star Wars stuff has somehow fallen off your list, now's the time to get back to that. Great week for the indie guys too. Apex Legends is your only Dark Horse book for the week. But it shows you that Dark Horse does all kinds of cool things. Licensed property stuff, video game tie-ins, creator-owned projects. Everybody should have a Dark Horse book on their list. Undiscovered Country is one of your many Image books of the week. This is one of the many, many red-hot, selling-out every issue books that Image has going on right now. Undiscovered Country, Noctera, Geiger, the list goes on, and to include Radiant Black, one of the newest huge hits from Image. If you don't have an Image book on your list, you're missing out on like 27 of the best books in comics. Everybody should be checking out Undiscovered Country, Radiant Black, all kinds of great Image books these days. If you need a new #1, how about Mothers of Madness? This is probably book of the week. This is the one that's getting all the internet attention. Because, well, you know, the gal from Game of Thrones, though I think she's the gal from Solo, but, you know, that's just me. Anyway, this is your first issue, gotta have it, Image book of the week. It's kind of extra sized, kind of chunky, but only I think $5.99, so again, make sure that makes it into your stack. Deja Thoris versus John Carter is one of your Dynamite books of the week. Love me, everything that they've done with their John Carter Warlord of Mars stuff. Put a lot of focus on Deja Thoris lately, which is awesome because she's a great character. If you love classic sci-fi like I do, you want to make sure that one makes it into your list. If you don't know anything about this John Carter stuff, pick up either the John Carter Omnibus or the Deja Thoris Omnibus, and you'll see why I just love me some pulpy sci-fi action. Vengeance of Vampirella is your other Dynamite book of the week for your little fusion of superheroics and horror. Usagi Yojimbo is my IDW book of the week, always talking up the brilliant mind of Stan Sakai, the incredible awesomeness that is Usagi Yojimbo. One of the most unique comic experiences you're going to find. If you don't know much about Usagi Yojimbo, you're missing out on great stories and great art. Pick up this week's issue and you'll see what I'm talking about. Power Rangers is your Boom Studios book of the week because everybody loves the MMPR. Project Patron is your Aftershock book of the week. Been talking up some Aftershock and the awesomeness that those guys do. Again, sort of a genre fusion kind of thing. If you're looking for something a little outside the mainstream, get an Aftershock book on your list. Or The Lunar Ladies is your Scout Comics book of the week. Always like to show you guys the first issues of publishers that you might not have on your list. Always fun to try something new from a new publisher to see what else is out there outside of the big two. Heavy Metal Magazine Love me some heavy metal magazine, love talking up some heavy metal. Always have to say this is a very mature reader, borderline adult sort of thing, but has some of the best art in comics. Huge range of genres. Always love picking up heavy metal. Always have for the decades that it's been around. If you love great stories and great art and you're not overly sensitive to mature reader material, pick up some heavy metal because it's awesome. And the opposite of heavy metal is Marvel Action Spider-Man. This is your all ages book of the week. Always pitching the great job Marvel and IDW do teaming up for their all ages line, like Marvel Action, Spider-Man, and Captain America, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Star Wars, on and on and on and on it goes. Everybody should have an all ages book on their list. Lots and lots of great titles, so make sure you check that shipping list. Go to black-cat-comics.com. Click on Shop, click on New This Week. Take a look at all the books we've been talking about. Pick them up in store, pick them up curbside, get them shipped out to you, read them, and then you tune in on Saturday and we talk about them on Comic Shop Talk Live. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time in a brand new show.